So this is where it will be. So excited. Here we go. Getting to see your face across billboards all around London and Ireland is probably the most surreal feeling in the entire world. And in this podcast, I'm going to break down exactly how I got it and tell you everything that Spotify has shared with me since I've been talking to them. So, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an OG, thank you so much for always supporting me so I can create these videos for you every single week. If you haven't already, please, could you just press the subscribe button and the like button, because trust me, in this video, you are definitely going to like the things that I'm going to be telling you. So, as you all know, well, I hope you do know that I have a podcast and I've been doing it for the last 3 years. And this week, this is the 100th video that I'll be uploading on Spotify for podcasters, previously known as Anchor. So it's obviously not my 100th video because I've uploaded so many on YouTube because it counts for shorts and everything like that. But I have been doing so many videos for so long and they've kind of improved as I've been going along. I started with audio, then I moved on to Zoom, then I moved on to Riverside, then I moved into a studio, then I moved to another studio, and now I'm here in another studio doing these solo videos, which I'm not going to lie, I find very, very overwhelming and difficult because the scripting, the thinking about it, the execution, the editing is a bit of a minefield. So I want to be talking about in this video all the things that I've kind of learned, my journey on how I got onto this billboard and how I think that you can get onto this billboard too. I've just chopped and changed so many different things. So throughout this video, I'm going to be sharing all of that with you. And I guess I want to move on to my first point, and the most important point that I will always say to every single person is you never know who is watching you. You never ever know who has seen your post, on what platform they've seen it, the influence they have, or where they work. And I actually uploaded a quote ages ago that it just takes one person to change your life. It genuinely does take one person to notice you, see the potential in you, take you under their wing, and essentially change your life. So I really believe that if you are putting out content with intention, with purpose, and I say all the time, I know I'm literally a broken record talking about value. If you are doing that, and you're not getting anywhere, don't worry, because I feel like that all the time. And there is always someone that's watching you. There is someone who is in an organization that's just waiting to see how you're going to keep going, that's waiting to see that turning point for you. And you probably have no idea. But I really believe that the internet is so incredible in so many ways, because someone could literally be watching you. You have no clue. And that you're just like a few steps away from them being like, I want you. I'm hoping that's the case for Spotify, but you never know. So this is my point about why I think Spotify knew about me, is because they are obviously watching out for podcasters, right? They've just bought this new platform, which is Anchor. It's now called Spotify for podcasters. They host so many podcasts on their platform. It's where I listen to all of my podcasts. So they obviously have a keen interest in them. And so they're going to be watching. And so, for example, in my case, I really believe that they're looking out for people who are consistent. They're looking out for people who are putting the effort in. They're looking out for people who are providing value on their platform and the values align, because they want people to download Spotify Premium. We are giving them podcasts to download. And so there's just a bit of synergy there. Anyway, that's obvious. So a few months ago, someone from Spotify reached out to me. And this is a really funny story because I had a call set up with her. And that day I was spending time with my granddad, because when I was living at home, I was going there once a week and I was just working there for the day. And my granddad was so sweet because I was like, I've got a really important call now. It was my first call with Spotify. I was genuinely petrified. Anyway, the girl was absolutely lovely, but I was so scared. And he was like, yeah, okay, cool. So I was like, I'm just going to turn the TV off because I'm going to be in the dining room on this call. Midway through my call, he turns the TV on and he puts it on full volume. And I was like, to the person I was speaking to, I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm just at my granddad's. I just need to tell him. And he has like a joint kitchen, dining room, and then his living room is there. So there's no door. So obviously we could hear everything. I was like, oh my God. So I just had to turn the volume down and obviously interrupt the call. But anyway, she was absolutely lovely. And the first thing I asked her is, of course, when can Spotify ban my podcast like they did for Call Her Daddy for 60 million or however much it was? And anyway, she basically said that you just need to be consistent. You need to keep going. You need to keep growing your audience. The conversation was very much focused around consistency, persistent growth, putting out valuable content and content that people are going to resonate with. Also, she explained to me the difference between Spotify exclusive and Spotify originals. So from memory, and please don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure this is what she said. Spotify exclusive would be, for example, if Spotify bought my podcast out, so a Millennial Mind would be exclusively on Spotify. And Spotify Original would be where they choose a creator to start a podcast with, and therefore it's a Spotify Original podcast. So it's really interesting to actually learn about those two things. And she was like, just keep in touch with me because we are going to be introducing some new features onto the platform, onto Spotify for Podcasters, what it's called now. And so let's just keep in touch. So I was like, okay, cool, amazing. I was really excited. And then a couple of weeks ago, or about a month ago now, she messaged me and said, hey, Shivani, as one of the top creators in UK and Ireland, we're going to give you early access to some of the features that we're going to be introducing. So I was honestly just so ecstatic and so happy that I was, first of all, one of the top creators for them in the UK and Ireland. And second of all, that they were giving me access to some of these new features. I was just so overwhelmed and so grateful for that opportunity. And then she messaged me a week later saying, would love to invite you to the Spotify office to come and meet some of our creators and for us to tell you about these new features, which I will go into in another video because I don't have time today. And I was just so grateful for that. I just thought that is so amazing that the company that I hope one day to be a part of, and essentially like the best in my field, if that makes sense, for podcasting, number one has noticed me, number one has recognized the work that I'm doing, and number three is inviting me to the office. I just thought it was amazing and giving me early access to some of these incredible tools that help me monetize. And so I was just genuinely very, very, very excited about that. Now, at the start of the year, I remember listening to or seeing a post around the Girls That Invest, and they were on billboards. And I remember thinking, oh God, I just wish one day I could be on a billboard. And I just thought, I just really want a millennial mind to be on a billboard. Obviously, you can get on billboards with other brands in other ways, but I really, really wanted to be on like a podcasting billboard. I just felt like, I don't know why this year, I don't know why I saw that Girls That Invest, and then I saw just Stephen Bartlett on one, and when I was walking across London, I could see him on across loads, so I'd walk past him every day, and I posted about it as well, and I remember thinking, oh God, this would just be a dream, wouldn't it? And so I just remember having that thought in my head. Now, when I got an email saying, can I have your cover logo and can I have your cover art in high res because we want to include it in some of our marketing material. This is the email I got from Spotify a couple of weeks ago. I said to my boyfriend at the time, imagine if it's for the billboard. I genuinely, I swear on my life, I said that to him. I also then followed that statement up with, it's probably not going to be, it's probably just because they're inviting me to the office. And so they're probably going to include a millennial mind as some of the examples within the presentation or, to be included in the office, like whenever we're going to go there. And I thought that was cool in itself. But I did have this small niggly feeling. Anyway, this is where I think manifesting, the art of law of attraction, everything of that kind comes through. Because when you're manifesting something, you can manifest it, put it into the universe. But if you continuously think about it, if you think about it every single day and you're obsessive over it, it's not really going to come true. I don't really know the technical terms about this. What they say, though, is you should put this out into the universe and then you should let it go. And subconsciously, this was not consciously me manifesting it, if I'm going to be completely honest. I just forgot about it. I genuinely have been so busy in the last few weeks that I just completely forgot about it. And then Wednesday last week, I was having a really shit day, if I'm completely honest. I just was thinking, everything is just not working out for me. My growth is so slow. And I think it's really important to be open and vulnerable about the stuff on social media because people will look at my journey and they will think you are killing it. And people have been saying that to me, oh, you're killing it, you're doing so well. And I don't really think I am. And the reason I don't think I am is my goals of my definition of killing it is different to other people's definition of killing it. And this is what I mean. For me, I don't necessarily think that I'm killing it every single day. And that's for a multitude of reasons. And weirdly, actually, on Wednesday, I had uploaded a post, or I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday, I had uploaded a post about how difficult I've been finding stuff recently because I feel that I had massive spurts of growth continuously. So the first time I kind of got my big period of growth, I was like, don't be obsessed by it. It's a fluke. The second time I felt the same. The third time I was like, this is weird. Like, is this going to continuously happen? And then the fourth time I got a massive spurt of growth, I was like, oh, this is normal. This is going to happen for me all the time now. And actually, lines are not like this of success. They are like this and wonky. And I've spoken about this so many times, but this is why it was a bit difficult for me recently because I feel that my growth was coming in chunks and I actually became used to it. And so then not having it was really difficult for me. And I think it's really important to open up about that. The reason why I'm so vulnerable and open on my platform is I think that a lot of people are probably facing the same things that I'm going through or some of my guests are going through or whatever. And I hope by me sharing it, it actually allows you to feel less alone. So for example, if you've been used to a lot of period of growth, some people will be like, oh, why are you so obsessed with your growth? Why are you so obsessed with your numbers? It's not that. It's just really difficult when you're sharing content and putting more effort into it. And I've talked about, making my podcast 1% better quite a lot. I work so hard on making it better every time that then when it actually doesn't get as many shares, or people aren't resonating with it, or people are like, oh, that was a bit crap, it hurts me. I'm really passionate about my work. I really want to make it better every single time. And so my growth and my numbers are important to me. And I'm not really ashamed in saying that, because I think there's a lot of people who are like, I don't really care about my growth. I don't really care about my numbers on camera. And then behind the scenes, they don't feel that way. They're paying PR agencies and paying for their blue tick and all of that stuff. I'll go into that in another podcast. But essentially for me, that was such an amazing moment, because I was actually feeling really crap. I posted it on my Instagram. You can go back and check my post. And that evening was when I got the news, and I was genuinely, honestly, just a bit shocked. I could not believe that they had chosen me as part of 3 other podcasts. They had Alex George and then this other girl, Louise, as well. And they're both amazing podcasts. And for me, I was just so, so, so grateful that they had recognized some of the work that I'd done, and they had chosen me to be part of Mental Health Awareness Week for their billboards across different locations in the UK and in Ireland. So it was really a surreal moment. And one of my friends actually said this to me. She was like, do you know what's so crazy is you're not on a billboard for another brand. You're on a billboard because of your brand. And I never thought about it like that before. I was always like, a billboard is a billboard. But, thinking about it in that sense, it was really, honestly, an incredible moment. And I guess my summary of this video is really to show you that, number one, you don't know who's watching. When you think you're not growing, when you think you're kind of being stagnant, when you're finding everything difficult, there will be someone else out there who's watching you. And it doesn't really matter that you're not seeing growth every single day. It doesn't really matter that you're not seeing significant improvements every single day. What matters is how much you're growing over time. What matters is how much work you're putting in. What matters is your consistency, your persistence, and your grit. And, we all go through moments where we're feeling shit. I had that moment last week. I have moments in the week where I'm feeling amazing in the morning and then feeling awful in the afternoon. And we can all be really hard on ourselves. And I'm one of those people that is definitely really hard on ourselves. And I think everyone is, to be honest. You're going to be your worst critic, I believe. And I think that there's just no such thing as an overnight success. There was someone last week who said, oh, Shivani came out of nowhere. And some people have said that to me before. And I'm like, to you, I came out of nowhere. But to me, I've been doing this for 3 years. And I kind of find it annoying when people kind of love to pin this overnight success on you. Yes, my platform did grow very, very quickly in a space of a short period of time, but it grew very, very slowly for a really, really long time as well. So I think that consistency and persistence, and I go on about this all the time, is the most important thing. And I guess you're putting out valuable things. Just know someone is watching you, whether that's an editor, a producer, a TV show host, whatever your field is, a fashion brand, whatever it is, someone is watching you because someone is seeing how much you're growing, how much you're pushing through. And, there's people out there who tell me, I've got no followers, but I uploaded this video consistently about this one niche and this one topic, and a brand reached out to me. And it's because brands are looking to work with you. Brands are looking to see who's putting the work in out there and see people who are being consistent. And I guess my main message of this video is, some things are luck, and part of this I do believe is luck, but I really also believe luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And so for me, I believe that, look, I've been super, super lucky, but I've also persevered and prepared and kind of pushed myself on those days where I really, really wanted to give up. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it's given you a little bit of an insight into how I got the billboard at Spotify. If you're a podcaster out there, I believe that it can happen for you too, because, for me, it's just really been about pushing through those moments when I wanted to give up. And I just urge you that if you have a really strong message, keep going with it. There are people out there that want to listen to it. And you're doing great, sweetie, in my voice for Kris Jenner, which was absolutely terrible. If you like this video, please, please, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, I'd be so grateful if you could. We'll see you next week in my next video.